What's up, house groups? This is our last normal groups week of 2024, which is wild to me. And I just want to say thank you all so much for being a part of a house group. I know life is busy and hectic, and it's a sacrifice a lot of the time to prioritize making this happen. But I really do believe it makes a huge difference over the long term, both in our personal faith journeys and in those of the people around us. So thank you guys for being awesome and being a part of this thing. This week, we kicked off our Christmas series, What Child Is This?, by looking at one of the names the prophet Isaiah gave to Jesus, Emmanuel, which means God with us. And I think it's one of the most hopeful, powerful names we have that describe the essence of God. Because in this broken world, we are inevitably faced with the question, what do we do and where do we turn when hope seems to be slipping through our fingers and nothing is working out the way we desperately wish it was? In the middle of the Christmas season, while twinkling lights and cheerful music fill the air, and that stuff really is good, but our hearts are sometimes still lonely and broken. And certainly, even if we're not in that space right now, that's the reality a lot of the people around us are facing. And when we find ourselves feeling that, it's powerful to be reminded of a profound truth. We are not alone. We're not alone. God is with us. That's what he promised us. He called himself Emmanuel, and the name literally means God with us. And at least for me, that truth about God's nature and God's character offers a beacon of hope. And it's a beacon that's resonated through the ages, and it continues to speak to us today. You know, on Sunday we talked about how when we first see the name Emmanuel show up in the Bible, God was making a promise to Ahaz, the king of Judah, that he was going to deliver Judah from their enemies, these giant armies that had amassed against them. And Ahaz had the chance in that moment to believe that God is who he promises us he is, or believe something or someone else could be and do what God couldn't. And unfortunately for Ahaz, he trusted that the nation of Assyria could do for him what he didn't believe God could do or would do. And it ended up costing him everything. It ultimately destroyed the nation of Judah. And I think for us, we are regularly faced with a similar choice. When life is hard and scary, when we're facing obstacles we don't know how we could possibly overcome, when we feel helpless and hopeless, we can either choose to believe God is who he promises us he is, or we can reach out for our own little Assyria. Like something or someone else that feels like it will provide the hope and the protection we're scared God can't. And too often, I think, at least if you guys are anything like me, we get caught up believing that chasing our own little Assyria is the right choice. And so we place our hope in our money. Or we bet our future on the idea that fame or success or sex or relationships or power or politics will be the thing that saves us. But none of that stuff ever actually comes through. For thousands and thousands of years of human history, none of that stuff has ever come through. And so this Christmas, my hope is that this baby in the manger who wrote himself into the human story, because he loved us too much to abandon us to the brokenness of our sin and the consequences of our rebellion. This baby who was willing to become nothing so we could have everything and ultimately give his life so that we could live. My hope is that this baby called Emmanuel will be a reminder that no matter what else is going on in our lives, no matter what broken things we may face in the future, we can always have hope because God is with us. He loves us and he's with us always. That's his promise. He promises us his power and his presence because he is Emmanuel.